Hi folks, Kenny from ScotPhil. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, and I hope you're well. On this week's video, a nod to Sean Connery. I'll look at a couple of places someone has asked me about, some travel and virus updates, and our walkabout, which is along Riverside. Stay tuned for that. Sad to say, we heard Sean Connery passed away at the beginning of the week. The first and by many people's reckoning the real 007. Yes, the name's Bond, James Bond. Rest in peace. While we're reminiscing, do you remember the Al Dundee Pea Shop in Castle Street? I reckon this picture is from the 60s. And until more recently, there was Wallace's Lando Cakes. Well, we're at the junction of Dura Street and Eliza Street and the old sign Lando Cakes, but I'm afraid the shop is long gone. Up the road there, all new buildings, and across this side of the street is a car park. No sarsaparilla bar or anything else. And this car park's been here, I'm guessing, probably 15-20 years now. And the shop underneath is now a security centre. It's been 2 or 3 different things over the last few years. Trident Security it is now. Well, hi, did you miss me? Don't forget about the walkabout, it's coming up in a couple of minutes. On the travel front, I'm still waiting for airports and governments to agree on standards for testing, quarantine, etc. Also, the latest on the SRRV is still to come out of the Philippines. As for the virus, England is in lockdown at the moment and will be for the next 4 weeks or so. Here in Scotland, we are still under the same levels that we were last week. That is supposed to be reviewed on Tuesday coming, which will be the 10th of November. Today's video is going to be starting off beside RRS Discovery, which you'll have seen in previous videos. To give you an idea, I'm about 400 feet above sea level here, and I'm going to be heading out on the walk right the way along Riverside Drive, past the rail bridge, and right the way out to the airport. Now the airport is just about approximately there behind the houses which you can see on Blackness Road, and they're about 150 to 200 feet above sea level, which means that you can't actually see the airport from here because it's down obviously on the riverside. Okay, here we are down at the side of the river, and there is the Tay Road Bridge, all 1.5 miles of it, just to give you an idea of where we are. And on the Dundee side of the river, the V&A Museum and RRS Discovery, both of which I've talked about in previous videos. My walk today is going to be along Riverside, and that's off in that direction. Here we go. So here we are then at the Dundee end of the Tay Rail Bridge, and if I just scan round this way, excuse the sun shine yet again, and 2 miles over on the other side of the bridge, or the other side of the river, is Wormit. Difficult to make it out from here, but the pontoons just to the foreground of the main structure is what's left of the bridge after the disaster in 1879. The bridge was built middle of 1878, and the last week of 1879 it collapsed, along with the train and a lot of passengers as well. Thankfully the newer one is still standing. Okay, just past the bridge a little bit now, and we're looking back over the road across and over the railway to Magdalen Green. grandstand and then around to the Riverside pitches. A little further on, and on the left hand side we have Riverside Park with its football playing fields. Finally we come to the airport. There's a few light aircraft sitting there from Tayside Aviation. A slightly bigger jet sitting beside the terminal building, and we have a light aircraft just taxiing in front of us at the moment. Now if you're not from the UK and you haven't heard of Guy Fawkes, remember the 5th of November, Bonfire Night, or the Gunpowder Plot, then you won't know what any of this is about. But all local displays have been cancelled because of the pandemic, so we watch for that. Ooh. Ah. This is compulsory, by the way. Ooh. Oh. Pity no displays were allowed, it was just individuals, each doing their own thing. Till next time, stay safe, stay well, see you soon, hopefully.